Can someone please explain this? Why do men match me on an app and then say nothing? Like, sir, I opened the door. The door is unlocked. All you have to do is enter and say hello. Instead, you're just walking by. Why are we matching if you're not going to say anything? Messaging first isn't where you're going to lose some type of like masculinity. Men really think matching is the effort. Stop. Just say hello.
I really hate when people say, oh my God, how are you still single? You're so pretty, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, listen, it's not by choice. I'm not single by choice. I'm single because nobody that I want wants me. And that's just a simple fact.
The guy that's getting mad in an argument and like letting it get to them so much and like or getting heated, like those are the more feminine ones.
Yeah,
because why are you letting
this
get to you so much?
Like, why do you care?
Like a man is calm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so true. I never thought about it that way.
Like a man getting worked up about something a woman says is so effeminate. Yeah. Get in the office. Shouldn't you should be upset if you're losing $1 million or something. Like this shouldn't be upsetting to you.
I may be a baddie, but I'm also a saddie. I am a man eater when it doesn't matter. But when it does, I'm such a lover girl. And it's so hard and it's so fast for me and I can never put the brakes on. And I was giving a chance on like this shy nerdy type, right, that I thought was just gonna be so sweet. And we sleep together and he pulls a 180, bro. And I can like sleep with people casually and I can do that. I don't have a problem doing that. But not like when I like somebody and like it's meaning something, you know, it's different. If I'm willingly giving myself, like I don't have a problem being used that way. But this is different. This just ends up feeling yucky. Like it makes me feel gross. And I won't lie, I was so excited about this kid. And I thought he was gonna be so nice. Bro, I've never had anybody like be that cold and mean to me. I won't lie. All the ones you know about, like Sam never did that to me. Bookstore Sam, Frenchie never did that. Soccer boy didn't even do that. I don't know, it kind of feels like I got played on purpose. I don't like mean-spirited people. And that's what that felt like. I'm not mean-spirited. When I'm on here joking about the roster, half of them are made up. Like that one the other day was like, oh, sweetie, you think that's about you? Nobody had messaged me that. Like, that's content. But when I have a roster, they know I have a roster. Like, they know about each other. If it's casual, it's casual. But I dropped that roster so quick. I like somebody, which is why I'm in this position now, bro. It took me one date, and I was like, cleared. And the difference is, too, like, with my toys, I don't switch up like that. You know what I mean? It is what it is from the get-go. I'm not dating you and making you fall in love with me and then being like, you. All parties are always on the same page with what's happening. But yeah, my boundaries were pushed a little bit and it went faster than I wanted it to. But I really liked him. Or at least what I knew of him. And I liked our banner. And that was giving me forehead kisses and I said, please don't do that. And he goes, why are you going to catch feelings? Here, let me make sure I do it again. You evil supervillain. I just feel gross. Yeah. And it was already a hard week for me. But that was my pick-me-up. And now I just feel beat down again, dude. I can get whoever I want. That is totally true. But they only want to sleep with me. I can't get people to want to date me. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm always fine. But I'm angry. And I'm hurt. And the reason I went for somebody different from my type is because I was prioritizing a soft landing. I just wanted somebody kind. Joke's on me, bro. I got one of the meanest ones I've had in a while. Holy, I don't know. It just makes me feel less than human. The way that interaction went. Things will swing back over in my favor. I know they will. I just was really excited to be cuffed for cuffing season. I just wanted something soft and calm. I have a knack for fighting the most. unsafe people for me emotionally. Anyways, boys are supervillains. We hate them. Okay, bye.
You feel sorry for them until you see that they have a, looks like a post on their Instagram, Flirty and Thriving. Looked like she had a couple dudes on here. She definitely is doing her thing. Oh, no. Listen, man, I'm looking at a third one. Now. No, bro. Got her arms all wrapped around this dude. Just letting any dude into her house. Looks like number 4. He got his lips all over her. This dude look Asian. This dude Asian. I say that not to be like racist, but because sometimes I'd be like, oh, that's the same man. No, that other brother was white. This is a different guy. He's a different guy. He got his hands all over. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. Heck no. Heck no. Oh, heck no. And I'm guessing this is the man she's talking about that was a nerd. Nah, he's not. It's not the nerd that we. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. Bruh. No. And honestly, oh my, I'm such a victim. So a comment right here says, you are it, girl. IT capitalized. You are the moment. You are iconic. This was back in February. She said, I had main character syndrome last night. I was feeling it. LOL. Somebody said, who recorded this? She said, my best friend knows the assignment. Another woman says, you know what? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. She responds, you get me. Another woman, yes, boo. Another woman, get it, girl. Another woman, get it, girl. Live your best life. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Huh. Interesting. And you want us to feel sad.
Men will never have to experience loneliness the same way that women do, especially not when it comes to dating. Dating is a male-dominated field, and I will forever stand by that, because at the end of the day, whether or not a man has a girlfriend has to do with whether or not a man wants a girlfriend, which sadly does not apply the same for women. If a man is in a period of isolation, 99% of the time, that's his choice. Which is why you, as a woman, were forced into a period of isolation when he ended things, and he simply moved on to the next. If he truly ended things because he wanted to take time for himself, he fully has the initiative to do so. I feel like that's what makes dating a lot harder as a woman, because we have very little say in how long these periods of isolation will last. And I mean, you can put yourself out there and be an active member in the dating pool or the dating community, but that alone gets tiring, and at the end of the day, you will still never have as much say in it as the man does. Which is also why I don't believe that there are any magic rules or regulations that you have to follow when it comes to getting a man to want to date you, because at the end of the day, if he wants to, say it with me now, he will.
I never had this realization until my husband explained his severe aversion to being on social media with me. Like, I was always trying to get him to film silly TikToks with me because I liked it, and I was like, why don't you post on social media? Like, you could grow a following. And then I started realizing, like, the types of guys that are active on social media, that post reels, that post TikToks, that are doing voiceovers. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not your husband. More and more, I feel like social media is for the girls, And maybe just a really good way to weed out like who is a potential partner, your potential husband, and who is not, is to see how willing they are, like how much they want to be on camera.
Somebody in the comments said Keith Lee is on TikTok. He's a husband. So is his wife. Desmond Scott is a husband, and so is his wife, Christy Scott. I think somebody else said Mr. Beast is on social media making billions. He is. Yeah, stupid.
Next woman asks you to pay her rent. I'm going to send a higher offer to your landlord and I'm getting you evicted. You're homeless now. A woman that I recently just met told me that she needed money to buy groceries because she just paid rent. Now, I don't know why she thought that was my problem, but it's an unfortunate situation to be in. So I'm like, I'm sorry for that, to hear that. Like, damn, that's tough. Personally, it's something about a woman asking me for money that makes my dick soft, but I understand the situation. Like, damn, that's tough. I'm not making fun of the woman for not having the money. It just gives me the ick. Like, damn. You're a grown person to ask another grown person for money. I understand that it's hard out here. Like, it's hard. But expecting money from a person you just met, expecting money from anybody as an adult is crazy. I know some ugly is paying for love. I'm not one of those. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Anyway, after I told her no, she immediately followed the NPC script. Ugh, you broke. Now, I always thought that was crazy. The person asking me for money is calling me broke. That level of genjutsu does not work on me, buddy. You gonna gaslight somebody else, not over here. When she called me broke, I responded back with my old faithful type. She texted me again. So you just can't send me a little $300 for the week? Little? Why my $300 little, but you ain't got the little three? Why my shit little, but you ain't got the little? I will never understand why somebody with bad financial planning thinks it constitutes an emergency for me. I don't think this is a woman problem, men or women. If you date somebody and you're getting to know them and they ask you for money, their cup's not full. They're not stable. Find another person, nigga. You go somewhere else. This is not the store you should be shopping at. Food for Less is open.
This might get me canceled, but I feel like I have to say it. I've been seeing a lot of all women, all female gyms specifically only for women, and I think that's a great concept. I think women deserve a space where they're feeling safe, where they don't get preyed by men, where they won't feel targeted or disrupted by men. However, my biggest issue is I don't think all women gyms do this, but from the grand majority of the gyms that I've seen do this is that, like, why does it always have to be pink? Like, everything is pinked out, and that is coming from someone who's obsessed with pink. I think my biggest issue is that it is always the ugliest shade of pink. Like, I don't know if it's because the equipment is like really dark, so they have to pick a really crazy like color to like paint over it so it doesn't show through. I don't know what it is. Like, you couldn't add like a flower or something, you know what I mean? Like, it's always that one shade of pink, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. And it's just like too much in my opinion. Like, I go to the gym, I want a great equipment. As long as you have great equipment, I don't care what color it is, frankly. Like, I don't care that it's black. I don't care that it's gray. Frankly, I really don't care what color it is. It doesn't matter what color. I think you should focus on the quality of the equipment over the color. If you want to cater to a woman even more, maybe have a freaking matcha bar. Maybe have an iced coffee bar or something, and like have like feminine products like in abundance in the bathroom.
I am holding on to all hopes that in 2025, 2026, all masculinity is not dead, because the weirdest thing just happened to me at the gym. So I'm walking up to the gym doors, and I'm like a little bit behind this guy, and we're like practically walking at the same pace. The closer and like almost to the doors that we get, he starts slowing down. By the time we get to the doors, this man is literally practically at a halt to allow me to open the door for him. Okay, and this is not about like a man and chivalry and, a man needs to hold the door for me and like, open it, let me go through and then come through. No, it's about just literally the common courtesy of like, you are first, open the door, hold the door for the person behind you. Like, it's just called manners. Like, it's simple, which isn't very common in 2025 anyways. And because the thing is like, your male parts do not make you a man, your character makes you a man. And so as we get into the gym, I see he then goes and gets on the treadmill beside this girl. He's kicking with her. I'm gonna assume it's his girlfriend. Somebody needs to tell Shorty that Shorty does not have a man. She in fact has a lady.
So was this really about common courtesy, or was this about you trying to demean men? Why don't you just turn the camera off and go work out? The man has a girlfriend. He's not worried about you. He's not pressed about you. The man doesn't owe you anything. Would have been nice for him to open the door, for sure. That man doesn't owe you. He doesn't owe you anything. He already has a girl. Let it go.
Some of y'all's boyfriends are not calling you out on your, and it's glaringly obvious. I will say one of my favorite things about my boyfriend is that when I am on one, he calls me out and he tells me to get a grip.
Let me make sure I understand this correctly. Men being men is unattractive.
toxic masculinity is unattractive. But then you get with a soft man and he's not manly enough and you cheat on him with usually a dirt ball. So are you guys sure you know what you want? Or you just want a man until he puts his foot down with an opinion and then you don't want it anymore?
I feel like everyone in the winter starts to have that feeling or that arc of wanting to be in a relationship and being like, oh, that would be kind of nice. You know, it's cold out, it's dark early, whatever. Well, I was in Whole Foods this morning and I had to witness a couple fight over milk on a Sunday morning when it's jam-packed with everyone zooming and whatever around there and a couple just arguing, which milk are we gonna buy, Becky? I don't know if her name was Becky, but she looked like one. And that's all I needed to remind myself, actually, I don't want that to be me. I don't want to be pushing around a cart with my Joseph arguing over what milk we're gonna buy. Unless he or she is gonna buy me all the milks in the world. Anyways, just a friendly reminder, stay single out there.
But it doesn't have to be you, because you can just say clearly and communicate clearly what milk you want. He shouldn't have to ask 10,000 times, what milk do you want? So which one are we getting? It probably, based on what you said, was a conversation. He was about to get some milk. She said, well, I don't know if I want that anymore. Telling him about some health benefits, maybe. Okay, so what milk are we getting? And then we're lollygagging and standing there for another 5 minutes. What milk are we getting? So literally, you could handle that. That's her problem.
Tell me why she goes, this pussy's only yours. I go on her phone. Every contact is saved as yours.
Can we please leave this in 2025 for my women content creators that post videos with the camera directly in the focus of your camel toe and your hips? Can we stop doing that? Can we stop pretending that, oh, this video was about X, Y, and Z when it's really a thirst trap? Like, at least be woman enough to be like, all right, everybody look at my toe and my hips, because that's the purpose of the video. And what that tells me is that you believe that what you have to say is not interesting enough. What you think is not interesting enough. And that you believe that to get any type of attention, you have to use your body to do so. That your intellect is not good enough to capture attention. Let's leave that in 2025. Let's start reading books. Let's start getting educated so that when we do open up our mouth, it is capturing the attention of people. We don't have to use our bodies. Because let's be honest, we have sons and daughters to raise. And we don't want our daughters to think that, oh, I have to use my body to get attention. And our sons, oh, I have to look for a woman that uses her body for everything. Because the mindset is not it. Like, we got to change that narrative. Stop posting thirst traps. At least be woman enough to say, hey, this is a thirst trap. Stop getting on there talking about God with your camera toe and your hips in a camera frame. We can see that more than we can see your face. Let's stop doing that. Let's leave that in 2025.
I was trying to flirt with this guy and I was like, so what do you do for work? And he was like, oh, I'm a carpenter. And I was like, ooh, we'd love a man who knows his way around a carpet. And he was like, what? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, that was just a dumb joke, because you know you're a carpenter. And he was like, yeah, no, I understood the joke, but I don't think you understand what a carpenter does. I think he was right.
So what's going on with this movement of not wanting men to do anything for us? Because I am not following it. My husband will not even know that I can pump gas, because he's gonna do it for me because he loves me so much. But seriously, girls, stop telling men that you can do it on your own and that you can pay for everything and that you don't need a man. That is the last thing they want to hear. They want to be needed. They want to be wanted. They want to provide. So let them. Just let them. Relax. It's gonna be great.
Just the other day, I recently had a client, a female client. She asked me, Miss Anita, you know, men, they're not enthralled with women anymore. They don't approach in public. They don't chase women. They're not obsessed with women. They don't see our magic. Why do you think that is? And I responded, because we don't see our own magic. We spend so much time adorning the outside of ourselves that we have lost our ability to have inner magnetism, inner femininity, inner feminine power. Feminine power is not performative. It's not something that you have to put on. So between all of the BBL surgeries and the weaves and the wigs and the makeup and the lip filler, like, you all think that is what femininity is.
There's a lot here in the video. I just want to take away a couple of points, and that is femininity is not performative, but that's the way it's talked about a lot today, especially amongst modern women. They talk about it like it's a season. They talk about it like it's an energy that you can come in and out of, and that is simply not the case. And then the second point she makes, where she talks about how women adorn themselves with all of these cosmetics to make themselves look feminine or extra beautiful, but behind the mask, behind the facade is not femininity at all. That's why you can turn on a reality show and see these beautiful women dressed up in elegant gowns and their hair done up, makeup done up, but they're out there fist fighting on national TV. This is what she is describing. It's like a mask, a costume of femininity with nothing behind it, and it's falling flat and falling shallow. And that's the reason why men aren't obsessed. That is not something men would be obsessed about. Masculinity would be obsessed about femininity and the essence or the power of that femininity.
We gotta discuss this new phenomenon in dating where men legit are scared to death to come up and speak to a woman first. Like at this event last night, there was a lot of men that are like motioning for the woman to go to them. Like, I had so many motioning me for me to come to them last night. And I was like shaking my head, nah, bro. If I gotta do all that, you ain't it. I can tell you right now, any man that I have ever actually really, really liked has applied pressure, has like hopped in my DMs, has come straight up and talked to me. Like, my husband ain't gonna be any different. So if I gotta go out of my way to go talk to you to make you comfortable because you were so scared of rejection, you ain't it. You know, you got to start looking at rejection as redirection. It can't like sting your ego. You know, it can't, don't let it hurt your ego too much. But there's a lot of men out there. They be scared. They just be scared. They be scared. Like one of my friends, she's drop dead gorgeous. Okay. There's a lot of men waiting to talk to her ass. I'm just like, go talk to her. Just like, why? Just go talk to her. Like, and then this is another one. They were shaking my hand last night. Soft ass handshakes. Nah, bro. Shake my hand. Like, shake my hand. Give me the handshake. You know what I mean? Just, y'all gotta work on that. Y'all gotta work on that.
Why don't you do this? Why do you make it comfortable for him to come up? Why don't you make it inviting for him to approach? Why don't you make it easy for him to come and talk to you? Why don't you do that? Instead of being closed off, instead of having RBF, why don't you engineer or create a way where the man, specifically the man that you want, will come up to you? What about you would entice the man that you want to come up to you? I know you're going to say that you're perfect. I know you're going to say that you're God's gift to earth, all that other stuff. But once we stop lying to each other, or lying to ourselves, what is it that's going to make a man say, ooh, she looks interesting. Let me go talk to her. I mean, you see a restaurant from across the way, it looks good, probably because of marketing and advertising. Man, I wasn't planning on stopping, but let's stop in and see what they're about. Y'all don't really have that ability anymore as women. Men don't want to come see what you're about because they already know. Y'all don't change y'all's marketing. Y'all don't change y'all's style or reference of anything. It's pretty much the same thing over and over again. I want your money. I want your time and your resources, but I really don't like you as a person. So men stop going and y'all keep on with the same marketing. Well, I want a man. I really, really want a man this time. Okay, then change your marketing. You really need to change your way, but change your marketing. No, I'm not going to do that. I shouldn't have to change it. Okay, well, you're not going to get a man. Men keep on passing you by. They passing you up until you learn how to lure a man, how to get a man to approach you.
The girl goes in the video, she was like, I hope we get approached by some fellas tonight. Hey, don't be scared to approach, give a compliment. We like compliments, we love compliments, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate compliments. We just want just pull up, you know what I'm saying? Of course you might get rejected, but it's okay. Like just still, you know,
you might get rejected,
still,
but it's okay.
Just
Don't
come
worry
up
about
and talk to it.
If her goal is to talk to men, why don't you just go approach somebody that she want to talk to or she want to feel feminine?
I never understand why that's not an option. Especially if the complaint today is men don't approach, which I don't believe that's true. I think a lot of men approach women.
They don't. They think about it, but they don't. Two things I know to be true, and women can relate. A lot of times when we intentionally get dressed up to go out, to look cute, and we feeling ourselves or whatever, those are probably the main times that we actually don't get talked to. So as a woman, you like, damn, I put in a little extra effort. I'm hoping somebody say something.
Maybe
I
didn't
can
put that
understand
shit
it from
on.
that perspective. Also, going back to what I said, when as a woman, there are a lot of men that do not approach and have conversation or just talk. So the ones that actually come speak, they either say something silly, something disrespectful, or they have a lot of different things that may turn us off, and we don't want to hold conversation with them. So when we're saying like, we want someone to approach, we genuinely just want to know like, hey, I still got it. I still can at least go somewhere and turn a man's head, have some attention, do something, because it is a numbers game. So what she's saying is, just from what I'm hearing, even if it doesn't work out, even if it turns into rejection, shoot your shot. Like, we still want to get hollered at. And we're saying that, and she probably saying that because you have a lot of other women on the flip side of that are like, you know, have been very vocal about, I don't talk to, don't be walking up to me and saying this. I just seen another viral video I think Jumpman responded to with the Star Trek picture where the girl was talking about how she don't.
You seen that?
Yeah. How she don't talk unless you paying a fee. Like, when you have so many of these women that are out here saying all of this other stuff, she's genuinely just saying, hey, when we go out, I really just hope somebody come talk to me.
And if you single right now and you really want a boyfriend or you really looking for a relationship, but you feel like men don't really approach you like that, look at it like this, okay? Imagine you just this beautiful girl, okay, and you look like you got your life planned out, you look like you got everything together, and a nigga see you, you don't think a nigga gonna be like, dang, I gotta be on my stuff to approach her. Like, I don't even know what to say to this caliber of a woman, like, especially if you got your own everything, your head on right, you not out here on with other people on, like, you don't really be in a mix like that, you be low-key. I feel like we be trying to tell ourselves, like, oh, I gotta put myself on the scene to get noticed. No, like, people be seeing you, they just don't be knowing what to say. Like, it's easier with other people, you feel me? Like, they could come up, they could say whatever, and it just flow. And they don't really have to be serious. Some people could look at you and tell that you just don't play that, like, they can tell. Like, you might carry this certain aura where it's just like, you so bossed up, you so, like, come on now, you that girl. Why wouldn't a nigga be nervous? Why would niggas just come at you like that? Like, of course they gonna be like, hold on, let me think about this for a little bit. Or, she's so delicate, she's so much of a trophy, I kind of just want to let her sit on that shelf and admire her. Like, I remember this one time a dude texted me and he was like, are you looking for somebody or are you like in your peaceful era right now? And I was like, what you mean by that? Like, I was curious. I didn't even want to talk to him, but I'm like, what you mean by like peaceful era? Like, you know? And he was like, I don't know, you just give me like this vibe that you like very in tune with yourself. You very down to earth. Like, you just locked in with yourself. So, I don't know, you just give me the vibes that like, you're not really looking for no relationship. Like, I've been wanting to approach you, but I don't know, like, you just seem like you just cool. And I was like, you know what, I really am. And it made me realize a lot of dudes probably feel like that about me. They probably feel like I don't even know what to say to her, or I don't even know how to approach her, because she just, like, she get me like, dang. Like, a lot of dudes might look at you and just feel like, based off the way you carry yourself, like, they don't know how to come at you. So don't get low self-esteem. Don't feel like it's something wrong with you. Like, think of it like, yeah, I'm that. Of course they don't know what to say to a baby like me. Like, come on now. Come on. Like, let's be for real. Like, come on now. Hype yourself up. Don't be so negative about it.
This only works for the bums. This only works for the broke men. Y'all are not pulling the guys that you actually want to pull. Y'all are not pulling the high value men. Okay, I'm repelling the bums. How do I get the high value men? This is why women are still selling out courses in conference centers. How do I get the high value man? Well, you have to be soft. How do I be soft? How do I get softer? I thought I was already soft from the last 3 or 4 or 5 courses that I took over the summer. The books that I read. How do I be? Well, you need to be more feminine. How do I get to be more feminine? Well, you need to be in your divine feminine. I thought I was in my divine feminine. I've been repeating to myself affirmations of divine femininity every day for 3 years. If that's not enough, I don't know what else to do. Well, you need to be in your super ultra, double down, triple down divine feminine. They're not attracting the men that they like. Women keep on getting in here talking about, I can't get the man that I want. The man that I want does not want me. I can repel the bums. I can talk to the bums and tell them to get away from me all day. I can clown the bums all day. That's all well and good. That's funny. I've gained a following over it. But the end goal is getting a man that I actually like. How do I do that? Y'all don't have a question for it because you're not that man's type. You're just not. And you can't accept that. So you put out these coping mechanisms in order to make yourself feel better about not being up to par for the man that you want.
Question for the men. Why is it that men have stopped approaching women in public? Because I feel like back in the day, 90s, early 2000s, it was so common for men to walk up to women, strike up a conversation, maybe ask them out on a date. But nowadays, I don't really see that happening anymore. What's going on?
If I see another video of y'all talking about how you complimented a girl in public and she's just completely rude to you about it, I'm gonna lose it. Not because, you're complaining about it, just because, you gotta start being rude to them back, because there's no reason somebody should be acting like that. If I've got the courage to tell a girl in public I like her jacket, but she's gonna give me attitude, then I've got the courage to tell her, well, at least you got the cute jacket because your face card ain't nothing to look at either, and then leave. And I know that's, hard for some girls to do, just think of something to say back in the moment, and then you think about something to say later. If you can't think of anything to say, just look at the weird back. They gotta stop acting like that.
When was the last time you was in a relationship?
To be honest with you, 16 years.
How come it been 16 years? Okay, come back. Okay. So why did you pop his balloon?
I don't find him attractive.
You didn't find him attractive and you didn't find him attractive, right? So what is your type?
I kind of like gorgeous men.
Gorgeous men. Rate him from a scale. Would you
10 plus.
You wanted somebody that's 10 plus. Wow. So you typically date 10 plus men?
I believe she's trying to date beyond how should I say, beyond a standard. You have to come down to your level, and be realistic with your goal. Because if you're not, then it's like you're living in la la land. This is reality. This is the real world. We ain't here to joke. We're here to speak the truth. And she needs to cut our coat according to her size.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grin. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel.
Okay, let me explain this one. So obviously a clown made that first video. That's all right. I got you covered. So the big girl's playing softball and we need to commend her for being physically active. That's a beautiful thing. We promote good health. Shout out to her. Now she hit the ball. That's also a beautiful thing. Now when she started running, she was running in slow motion. Bro caught the rock and he was thinking in his head very strategically in a masculine way. He was like, if I throw the ball to this girl at first base, she gonna drop the ball. So I'm gonna just go ahead and run it over. You heard me? I'm gonna deliver this like FedEx or Amazon Prime. So he got the job done efficiently, strategically. And when they say he's not using sportsmanlike conduct, what they're basically saying is he's playing the game with the same respect he'd play against another man, which is to try to defeat the other side. But when it's a female, they're saying, oh, don't play hard, don't play seriously. Treat us like a privileged class. Let us win. And that's what's happening in the society. They're winning in the family courts. They're winning alimony. They're winning child support. They're winning most of the spots in university. Time to act. Marquettism is for the kids. Marquettism saves lives.
I'm trying to win. I'm out. This is. I could see if this was like a charity game with kids, then I would toss it, and it wouldn't matter whether I got them out or not. I'd actually try not to get them out. We might get blown out by 100 and lose to kids, and they talking about that game forever. I don't care, because it's for kids. But if you say that you're equal, oh well, you got to let me win. No, I don't. If you want to win, then go fight. Get better. Get better. There's plenty of women out there that play softball or whatever it was that you're playing that can hang, that can do what they need to do. They be already on base. Well, I'm not there yet. Okay, that's fine. Keep working. Keep on coming out there with us. That's it. I mean, my God, men don't be taking it easy on other men. All right, bro, let's go. They don't try to kill them. But hey, bro, come on. You got to get up there. Hey, you're not done. You still got a little bit more left in the tank. Let's go. They push them. And when you get around men, you're going to be pushed. You should take that as motivation to go get better. And next time you get, okay, I got you. That's motivation, right? Okay, all right. He gonna clown me. All right. Okay, all right. I get in that gym. I start eating right. I come back slimmer, faster. And the next time I'm gonna knock that thing out the park. And I'm talking trash with it too. Hey, I see you didn't catch the ball. Oh, well, how can I catch it? Because if it's over the fence, I know, right? Home run. Let's clear the bases. That's it. That's it. Either put up or shut up. No equality. Put up or shut up. No let nobody win. Put up or shut up.
Okay, this question is for the men. I want to know if you feel like you would genuinely be happy with one woman for the rest of your life. Like, would you be happy? And I mean, in a relationship, married, whatever, and with just one woman forever. Because I feel like as of lately, a lot of men are leaning more towards poly, saying that they want like 2 girlfriends. And some of them have like straight up told me that it's just really hard to not sleep with more than one woman, even if their woman is great. And they don't even care about the other chick. It's just the act of like conquering them. So do you feel like you would be happy with one woman? I genuinely want to know. I'm single and I'm losing hope a little bit because me personally, I couldn't do poly. I definitely couldn't do poly. I cannot share the person that I love. And if I'm with somebody, like I only want them. So I don't know if men, like, are y'all even capable of thinking like that? I know there's some of y'all are, but I want to know the majority. Will you be happy with just one woman?
Don't mind this, but we're twinning. Can any red pillars please explain to me the logic behind, and I mean logic, I mean give me a logical, rational explanation that is not rooted in emotional, like, response or ego, because they're all, like, ego. Why is a girl having a body count of 10 one-night stands worse and used up, but a girl who's had a boyfriend for, like, 3 years and, like, presumably done, like, 600 times, not used up because she only has a body count of 1, right? In the first scenario, only 10 have entered her, but in the second one, has entered her vagina 600 times. But red pillars will swear up and down that the first one is used up and the second one isn't, because all their argument is rooted in ego, because they can't stand the fact that 10 men had access to the girl that they want before they did, versus the second girl only has 1. So again, please explain to me in a way that is rational and not rooted in your weird ego why one thing is used up and the other one that's happened way more times is totally cool.
Well, you have to think about it like this. If she's been with the dude that's actually showing loyalty, I don't know why this is not coming up in your brain. And this is just off the top. Nobody even has to think about this. She's been with one guy. And if she's been with the dude 600 times, it's showing me that you're not withholding. In 3 years, y'all are doing a lot, right? Does anybody want to really think about that? No. But it's better than you being with this guy, being with this guy, being with this guy. There's no exclusivity. Men look for exclusivity. Think about a bird. Think about almost quite literally any animal. Do you think that they share a space with other animals? No. They don't. I put my eggs over here, and I don't want anybody in my little nest. If I go to get something to eat, and I fly back and I see somebody in my nest, then it's going to be a problem. If I come back to my lair or my den, and somebody that is not supposed to be there is there, then it's going to be a problem. That's how body count works. All of the resource I put my eggs, my most precious thing, in this nest. I'm dumping my resources in this nest. Think of a bird who builds his nest, or he or she who builds a nest, and I put my resources in there. I watch over it closely. Now, think about if birds come through and they dump their eggs and whatever in the nest. First of all, how am I going to get access to what I built? Number one. Number two, how am I going to tell what's mine? Number two. Number three, because you didn't build it, you're probably just going to use it as whatever. You're not going to take care of it. You're just going to use it and just go off. It's not going to be anything important to you. So essentially, I'm building for somebody else to take advantage of what I have. I'm dumping my resources into something that's just going to be used up by somebody else anyway. But what if it's in the past? Still going to be the same concept. I want to put my resources into something that is exclusive. If you as a woman cannot slow down and say, maybe I need to slow down at 1, maybe I need to slow down at 2, maybe I need to slow down at 3, maybe I need to slow down at 4. You blow past all of that, that shows me I'm going to build a nest and people are just going to go in and out, in and out. That's a security issue. I don't want people going in and out of my house. Well, what if she goes over there? What if she don't give that man what he wants? Then it's me that has to come over and deal with it. That's a security issue. That's things that I have to figure out. That's stuff that I have to take care of. I don't want to do that. That's just a whole bunch of drama that I don't want to be involved in. Y'all like to say it's insecurity. Y'all like to say it's a man's problem. I don't care what you say at this point. I'm not doing it. Oh, just because of your pride and ego. No, because I want peace in my life. Just like you want me to show discipline, I want you to show discipline. Well, I don't care about your body, but you care about my finances, and you want me to show financial discipline. I want to know when I get with you that you're going to spend the money to take care of our family. That you're not going to spread it around to all these other women. All these other women ain't going to have access to the money that's supposed to be going to our family. Okay then, bingo. I want to know that you're not going to be spreading your body around to all and giving attention to all these other men instead of giving that attention to me and my kids in the household that we're building. It's not rocket science.
Okay, seriously, if having a boyfriend is so embarrassing, why does it feel like everything on TikTok is about being in pursuit of one? And hot take, I don't think having a boyfriend is embarrassing. I think lying about wanting to have a boyfriend under the guise of I run a strict program, I'm decentering men, I think that is actually more embarrassing, and I want to talk about that more. If having a boyfriend was so embarrassing, we wouldn't be seeing so much content on TikTok about how to get one. Femininity coaches, dating coaches, Anwar White, the dating coach, she has 1 million followers. Sheer7, she has 1 million followers. I'm hearing about situationships, humiliationships, hallucinationships, Hinge date recaps, Bumble date recaps, how to get on Raya. Everything I feel like is centered around having a man. And I feel like it's less about is having a boyfriend embarrassing and more about, in this political and social climate, is it embarrassing to even want to have a boyfriend? And it is, which is why when you're scrolling on TikTok, you'll see all these unprompted, out of nowhere videos of people being like, this is how strict my program is. Like, I'll cut a guy off for doing this small little thing before I even meet him. Or you're seeing videos like, if I ever get my man, you're never going to see him. You're not going to know I have a man until I'm married. Like, I'm hard launching on our wedding day. I'm never going to post because a man's going to embarrass you. Or you're seeing, all this sprinkle content of, well, if a man says he wants to go get coffee with you, you're a waste of space and you're a pick me if you even go on that coffee date because a real man would never do this. And it's like, All right. Then on the flip side, you're seeing those same people making videos like 7 things I love that a man does. I want to be in matching pajamas with somebody's son for Christmas. This is the gift ideas I would get for my man if I had one. And I'm just like, I thought our programs were strict. I thought we weren't doing this. I thought we were, decentering ourselves from men. And my thing is, it's perfectly fine and completely normal to want to be in a relationship. It's so normal to want to have romantic companionship. It doesn't matter how hard you work on yourself. It doesn't matter how many friends and hobbies and like how good your work is. You can still have all these things going well in your life and still want to be in a relationship. But people try to make you seem like you're crazy for wanting that. There's all these arbitrary rules of like, don't text the guy first, don't make the plans. If a guy wants to get coffee or get drinks with you, he doesn't care about you, so never talk to him again. And then, I've made a video about this and it makes me so mad. You're seeing people say things like, oh, before you go on a date with a guy, like ask him for a gift, tell him to bring you flowers, tell him to buy you a perfume, ask him for money for your nails. That's like not a normal way to date. So crazy, because when I made that video, people were fighting me in my comments saying things like, well, all men care about is sex anyway, and all they want us for is our bodies, so we might as well get something out of it. I'm fighting the patriarchy. And I'm like, you're fighting the patriarchy by allowing a man to use you for sex so he can send you a cash app so you can get your nails done and go on a nice dinner? That's not fighting the patriarchy, that's feeding it, Diva. Where is our agency? We literally do not have to date these men. And again, everybody's got these strict programs, but then you see all these story times of like my 5-year situationship, my hallucinationship, my humiliationship. And it's like, again, if our programs are so strict and we're all decentering ourselves from men, why is everything about men? And this video itself is so meta because, again, I'm still talking about men. Shantae Joseph, who wrote the Vogue article, recommended this book in one of her videos. The Tragedy, highly recommended, is really interesting. And there's this quote in it, and it says, in attempting to understand the misogyny paradox, we might ask how it is that so many women are investing in straight relationships when these relationships so often cause them damage. The queer theorist Lauren Berlant's analysis of cruel optimism, the term she uses to describe the condition of maintaining an attachment to a significantly problematic object, may be useful here. Berlant asks, why do people stay attached to conventional good life fantasies when the evidence of their instability and fragility abound? People persist in these attachments, Berlant explains, because the fantasy object provides a sense of what it means to keep on living and looking forward to being in this world. And that's because no matter how embarrassing having a boyfriend is, you are celebrated so much for having an ideal relationship, especially on social media. And that's why I was so just like scratching my head about the Danish deception, because yeah, everybody made fun of her for getting scammed by this guy, that it was obviously a scam. But I'm just like, if he wasn't a scammer and he was just, I guess, some rich Danish guy, y'all would be gagging. Y'all would be in the comments talking about pasta and lobster. God, when will I find this relationship? Like, I've seen so many comments on videos of people in relationships, specifically black women with white men, that have like this hunger for these types of relationships, which again, there's no problem in wanting to have a relationship, but let's not act like being in a relationship is just like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Because again, we scroll this TikTok For You page and we see it is not, because we're seeing all these videos about either wanting one, trying to find one, why you can't find one, why you're not looking for one anymore, and just all this stuff around men. It's not embarrassing.